Welcome back, astral wayfarers and cosmic wanderers, to another astral journey. I am the astral tourist, your guide through the vast expanses of the astral realms. This episode is all about an incredible astral projection experience where I was called back by a message I left in a map room aboard a gigantic spaceship. Sometimes when I project into the astral, I find myself aboard this enormous high tech ship that exists outside of time and space. One of the most fascinating places on board is the map room. This room is filled with glowing holographic charts of the cosmos, some of which don't just map out space, but also chart deeper energies and hidden realms. It's a place where I can leave messages, intentions, or even questions, which are then stored in the ship's advanced systems. These messages don't fade away, like most things in the astral tend to do. They get picked up and often returned with answers or new insights. Every once in a while I never hear back, but a lot of times I'll hear back if I leave a message on there, and it's kind of funny in a good way. So a while ago, I left a message on one of these boards in the map room asking about potential places to visit on Mars in the astral plane, along with a request for maps and possible information about obelisks. So, as I became lucid, I found myself looking at one of my astral phones. Now, this isn't your typical phone like we have here in the physical. This thing was huge. Not all of my astral phones look huge, but this one did. This was like one of those big boxy old time mobile phones, I guess, only with more stuff sticking out of it. So I was looking at that, and I'm already in the astral, so it's no surprise. I have this massive device with all kinds of techie gadgets. I'm not even sure how it works completely, but I could tell I was definitely getting a call. And I didn't know from where or anything. I just knew that I had to answer my phone. So I lean in closer, and at first, all I see is like a swirl of blue and white light, just a blur of color, really, and nothingness kind of in the middle of it. But then there's like this pull of magnetic energy. I can feel it like drawing me to it. I could feel like the magnetic pull of this energy within the phone. And I know something's about to happen, so I try speaking. I'm trying to activate the phone. I say turn on, but of course it's already on, right? It's trying to like make contact, and I'm fumbling with it trying to figure it out when suddenly I have a moment of clarity. Messages. My inner voice just knew messages. So I say it out loud, activate messages. And just like that, a flood of information begins pouring into me. So this interdimensional energy, transdimensional, washes over me, tingling, vibrating. I was shaken. And the map room just kind of phases into view while I was shaking there. So there I am in the map room again inside the spaceship. I guess somehow through the phone, it made kind of a portal connection. And I could tell I was about to receive a reply to the message that I left earlier. So I can feel the exchange coming through just kind of telepathically. And I could feel in my astral body too, like I still had that energy going on from all the shaking. And I start to see something really big coming into view, closer and closer. And I could tell it's a map, but not just any map. I could already tell this is a map of Mars. So I'm getting a response here to my message. And it's not like our flat maps like we're used to. This is transdimensional, 3D, like more than 3D. And it begins curving all around me and around my face, like wrapping me up inside it, like super virtual reality style, kind of. And it's showing me Mars like I've never seen it before, and all these bright colors. And I'm staring at it. It's not just showing me mountains, it's showing me places and structures that I couldn't really make out completely because they're small, like we might see on a map, but also really clear. I just couldn't really tell what they were. And there was this glowing blue overlay in certain areas, points of light splashing across the map here and there. I could tell that they were acting like markers because they were on certain peaks of what looked like mountain ranges. And I could just feel the energy like sparking off them. And it was as if I was standing on Mars itself, even though I wasn't. I was inside this map. Surrounded by the peaks, the map is alive, like just as alive as I've ever felt. I'm getting the flashes. Oh, and there were also orange waves of light. Like the surface of Mars was like bathed in a glow. So I think this was showing me something else, like maybe the natural energy of Mars versus the markings with the other lights. But I'm just kind of guessing a little bit. And then there it is. There's this face coming into view, very concave. Remember, I'm already wrapped up in this experience in this map, and this face is coming into view, and it's concave, superimposing within this map, and it's folding around me, right around my face. And then I realize it's not just any face. You know what it is, don't you? You already guessed. The face of Mars. I was like, whoa. And I hear slow, deep sounds vibrating through me from this face. And the words come out like in echoes that, like I said, they're vibrating, reverberating. And finally I could understand them. And they were saying, Mars. All like way trembly and deep and shaky. Kind of like what it took to get me back to this map room. And I had to giggle a little bit because, like, as if I didn't already know I was looking at Mars already. I mean, this really sealed the deal, right? And so after that, well, actually, I'm like moving ahead too fast here. I was still like just quaking. But then everything begins to unfold. Um, let's see, what else can I share? There were the markers. Yeah, I think I got it all. It's just the energy began to subside. And I kind of got unwrapped a little bit at a time. The super dimensional map just kind of unlayering from being around me. And I just hope that, well, I know that some part of my brain and subconscious will remember at least some of these details, because I know I can't remember all of them consciously. And I just had a, super download of energy and information. And I do remember, like, if I were to see it again, I would remember some of the mountains and the peaks and where some of the glowing blue points of light were. And so there is so much more to learn about Mars. I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. This isn't the first time I've been to this room, so I think I will add this also to Akashic Records and information places in the Astral, that playlist that I have, along with the typical one like space experiences. So I say typical, nothing about this is typical. Anyway, that's all for today. Happy holidays to those who are celebrating. And until next time, happy astral travels.